What do you think of when you hear the word billionaire? Maybe you think of some eccentric visionary who wants to change the world, or maybe someone who's sipping on Mai Tais at the beach, but someone who works a normal job? No way, right? In today's video, we're gonna be watching Noah Kagan's interview with Larry Janeski, a man who started out working on his blue-collar job to now owning a business that brings in $650 million a year. Hopefully by the end of this, we'll all know what it takes to build a billion-dollar business as well.
Meet Larry Janeski, the blue-collar billionaire. He has built one of the largest and most successful basement repair companies in America. He's invented revolutionary products that millions use across their home. He has a portfolio of blue-collar businesses making $650 million a year. And he's achieved this all while working less than the average CEO.
If you have to work 70 hours a week, you're doing it wrong.
I totally agree with this. What's the point of making all this money if you're just spending all of your time at work?
Well, I started when I was 17.
And how much did you make your first year?
I made, $18,000 maybe, I don't know. I got a call when I was 18 years old, can you build a house for me? Yeah, but I'm 18 years old, so if that's a problem, let me know. In 6 weeks, me, my friend who was 17 years old, and my younger brother who was 14 years old on summer vacation, the three of us, you can't make this up. We built the house, and then when we were done, the guy next door comes over and says, can you build mine?
This just goes to show the power of hustle, learning things as you go, and then referrals. So as you do more jobs and people like the quality of your work, you get hired to do more. So I guess integrity is important, quality is important. You don't want to just do something and then get a bad reputation, then no one wants to hire you.
And then we built his, and the guy on the other side comes over, can you build mine? And that's it. I was off to the races.
I wonder how he was able to purchase and know how to build a house in the first place. Like, it didn't seem like he had a lot of mentorship. And back then, 40 years ago, they didn't have plans out on the internet. So it seems like a really hard thing to do, right? Like, I have a degree in electrical engineering, but I still wouldn't know how to build a house from scratch. Yeah, not sure how this worked out.
Tech isn't the only way to make money, okay? You go to the store, you buy groceries, you go to a mall and you have all this retail. But the cool thing is about working with your hands is that you can never be replaced by AI. Amazon's not going to take over. Your job is not going to be offshored to India or anywhere else, right? Nobody can go in to a homeowner and fix their basement, from Amazon or from India.
But I guess that's why there's a lot of controversy of people who are crossing the border to then take these blue-collar jobs. At the end of the day, this is considered unskilled labor, even though I think it is very skilled, because supposedly you're able to learn this trade within a few years and be a master at it, which is very interesting to me because I think it takes a lot more time, effort to become a super good master craftsman than being a computer programmer. But a computer programmer generally gets paid a lot more than your average master craftsman.
We need guys who are willing to get dirty. They know how to do, what to do, and why they're there. And that's what we do. Even
this past summer, I spent a lot of time at one of my properties fixing it and trying to do everything myself. And while I did save a lot of money, it also took a lot of time and effort out of my own personal day. So, there's a time and place to understand how to do things. And he's right. You're not really gonna have a robot who's gonna be able to just do that one particular thing that you need done in your house. Robots are generally better for if you need to do something a million times one specific way. Now that being said, there are machines out there that are 3D printing houses. So I wonder what's gonna happen in the future when it comes to general home building.
Crawl space work, we go into crawl spaces that are this high. And they got dead mice and snake skins and bugs, and it's all mud under there. And they crawl in there. When they leave at the end of the day, the customer could crawl in there in their pajamas and slide around.
I doubt it. There's no way you're going under your crawl space in your pajamas and sliding right out without maybe a lot of dust on your body. You're definitely gonna want to take a shower after this.
And we pay them very, very well.
What's the range of salary?
These guys make over $100,000 a year because they earn it. It's hard to see this here, but he who works with his hands is a laborer. He who works with his hands and his head is a craftsman. He who works with his hands, his head, and his heart is an artist. That's
a very interesting quote we have here. I feel like a lot of people that, you hire on the low end, get in, get out, get the job done fast, but maybe the quality isn't quite there. You may think they work with their hands and they're not really working with their head. Whereas I think generally speaking, we hire people who work with their hands and their heads, so they're craftsmen. This way they're doing things and they're thinking about it. They're not just blindly following directions. They have some thought, some planning so that they future-proof it in case of some issues here and there. And then generally speaking, we also don't hire artists because they work with their hands, head, and their heart. So they'll make the designs very, very nice, but they're also very expensive too.
Hey, we didn't make a big jump. We made a lot of little ones. There's a lot of business people who are looking for the quick hit, right? I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna sell it in 3 years, right? You're going in it with the wrong mindset to begin with. My Dr. Energy Saver business, I went $5.5 million in the hole with no end to the losses in sight. And then my partner quit and sued me. So what do? Do I quit? No, I kept going. 11 years later, I made $1. Today it's very profitable. We're making houses more comfortable, more energy efficient. They burn less fossil fuels and electricity, and they're less expensive to own.
That takes a lot of grit to be able to sink $5.5 million into a project and barely see a profit until 16 years later. Personally, I don't think I would be able to hold on that long. Maybe he has other businesses that are supporting him for his dream, and maybe he has a bigger thought too. Like maybe being able to have these houses that are more energy efficient is better for the world and the environment, and that's like a mission he wants to. So it's not all about profit per se, it's also about his ideals.
Do you have regrets about working too much? Was all this worth that?
I'm glad you asked, because I don't want people to think that I was the classic story of the busy business guy who was married to his business and worked so much and ignored his family. That is not the issue. And I haven't worked a weekend in 30 years. If you have to work 70 hours a week, you're doing it wrong. You cannot ignore your family. You cannot ignore having some fun.
I completely agree with this. There's really no point to making all this money if you're just going to spend all of your time making money and at work. At the end of the day, I think having good friends and a great relationship with your family is more important than just the money you make on a day-to-day basis.
I think that a lot of business owners don't stick with it long enough to realize what it's really about. And it's not about the money. I don't get my self-esteem from how much money I make. I get it from those people, right? From them looking at me and saying, I trust you. At your funeral, nobody's gonna say, oh, he had so much money. They don't care. It's the relationships and the good that you've done, the footprint. Did you leave the world better than when you found it?
I think it's so interesting how his thoughts remind me of a talk that I saw where one of the speakers, Tom Bilyeu, basically said that at the end of the day, what really matters is, do you respect yourself enough when you look at yourself in the mirror? So like if you know that you're cheating yourself, that you're not living up to your full potential, then you won't have that self-esteem when you look at yourself in the mirror. Or if you made a lot of money, but you had to destroy friendships and relationships to get there, you also won't respect yourself that much.
You got a lot of your education through motivational tapes? You got a lot of your learnings early on?
I discovered Nightingale Conant audio programs when I was 19, and it changed my life. And I would listen to cassette tapes driving around in my truck. And my friends would make fun of me, listen to all that motivational crap.
I used to listen to a lot of Tony Robbins and Brian Tracy in my early 20s, and I think it gave me a very positive mindset. And the most important one, I think, is the mindset to believe that you can do something, even though when it seems completely out of reach. Because at the end of the day, think about it, a lot of people who are out there who are doing really, really big things are really no better than you. So if they can do it, why can't you?
But I wear those things out, yeah. Brian Tracy and Earl Nightingale, he's like father to me,
And now it comes full circle as Larry has created his own motivational tapes to inspire others on their journey.
Some people say, I can't be successful because I'm not talented.
I wonder how he feels listening to his own tape in his car. He must be like, this is some pretty cringe B-roll, but it's for the greater good, so I'll do it.
Now it was time for Larry to give me a tour of his $13 million office, and as he was taking me through, we met a few of his employees, and I was blown away by how loyal they are to Larry.
Michael, how long have you been here? 9 years, November 14th. All right, 9 years, November 14th. Sue, how long have you been here?
Almost 20 years.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
16 years.
16 years. How long have you been here?
Going to be 21 years.
What makes you want to stay?
The people, just the whole atmosphere of the company.
I think having a company where people on your team believe in your vision really goes a long way, because they're going to be able to do things that you don't even think of to make the overall business grow. Yeah, it's definitely really nice to have a situation like this with your business.
The thing I don't understand, Larry, how are you so calm?
There's a saying, flows uphill. All the problems that no one else could solve go up to the leader. I don't get those problems. My phone doesn't ring. And it's on right now. I didn't turn it off because I have good people. So you need to create a great team of people who stay. If you have continual turnover, nobody gets good at what they're doing, right? And then you're constantly rebuilding your company, If you turn everybody over every 24 months, you have a brand new company every 24 months. You can never get traction.
That's actually really smart. So again, I used to be a hard money lender just a few years ago, and it's a really good business. But one problem that I had was that whenever problems happened, since I was basically on the bottom of the food chain, I would handle all those problems. It was very challenging for me. And so I would actually get like nervous every time my phone would ring and I don't recognize the number, because it would either be a new client because I knew more business, it's good, or it'd be a problem from another client, or maybe be an agent on a deal. And I didn't appreciate all the times that people just called me out of the blue. So I guess in his situation, he has everything set up so his whole team can handle the situations. And I guess things only come to him when he really needs to be there to deal with an issue. So yeah, I think he has a really nice system.
How did you learn your initial skills?
I went to a technical high school, a regional vocational technical high school. I chose carpentry. Yeah, so I wasn't afraid to cut wood and nail it together.
See, I'm surprised you're actually teaching these very interesting skills at high school, but I guess that's how it was 40 years ago.
So this is the Boomtown mine, and this is what the miners would have been going after. There.
That's cool. That's cool. Plus, this is your stuff too, no?
This is foam, yeah. So I sprayed the foam and pushed them in, and yeah. So we built all this, designed and built the whole thing. We're contractors, right? So that's like.
Yo, dude, I'm so over tech. This tech company sucks, dude. I'm getting dirty.
Cool thing about tech though is it is scalable. So once you create a solution, even though you can sell it all at a very low price, it's basically infinitely scalable. So then you can create billions and billions of dollars worth of stuff. Whereas I guess one of the downsides with contracting is you do need an individual person to then do the labor. And then there are material costs. There's an actual time to physically create something. And because again, it is a physical thing, there are physical issues. There's a lot that goes along with contracting that is kind of annoying.
When someone says blue collar, how does that make you feel, or what do you think when you hear that?
For me, I've always been blue collar. I don't think of it that way. I don't think that white collar is any better. I mean, you could have a guy who's a billionaire, but if his foundation's messed up, who are you gonna call now, buddy?
And that's exactly true. Like in the Bay Area, a lot of people there are tech workers, but when the hot water heater breaks down, they have to call a plumber. Or there's something wrong with their electricity, or there's something wrong with their lights that they call an electrician. So yeah, at the end of the day, you do need contractors to come in here. It is a very lucrative business, I can see. But yeah, overall, this was a very interesting video. I would say the title is a little bit misleading though, because he doesn't exactly work a normal job, but he does work normal hours. So that is pretty cool. So first thing that this guy has is a very positive mindset. So he believes that he can do and accomplish great things. Second thing that was interesting was that he values the team a lot. So he knows that he wants to keep his team happy at all times. And he knows that the longer they stay with you, the more they understand your business and the more they can help make your business grow. Also, if you have a lot of senior team members, then they'll be able to deal with any of the minor issues. So you're not constantly bombarded with small things all the time, and you're able to focus on the big picture ideas. And I guess the third thing is, if you want to have a very, very successful business, make sure customers are very happy, right? He has products, he creates basements, he has nice air purifiers, they have patents, several different businesses that all kind of talk to each other. And that's how in grand total, he's making around $600 million a year. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video and you now have your own path to wealth. But if you still feel stuck and you don't know what to do, then check out this video where I show you how you can actually get rich in your 20s. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.